Jim, what did you think of Dr. Alien?
I wholeheartedly enjoyed it. Again, as I've said several times, I went in with literally no expectations, and I came out with a brighter day than when I sat down to watch it, because I thought I was going to be subjected.
You come out with a better understanding of life.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. And I mean, my courage is in me. I just need to have sex with lots of people first, and then discover that I'm actually a really cool person.
No, you didn't need to. See, the sex is irrelevant to the lesson that he learned. I mean, there happened to be sex, but the lesson was just about he can act however he wants to. He doesn't have to act pathetic because he thinks he's pathetic. If he doesn't feel he is pathetic, he can do flying slow motion karate kicks if he wants to.
Yeah,
he can lead sing for the Sex Mutants if he wants to. I mean, he
all
kills it on stage.
All of us have cool dudes in us and cool dudettes in us. We just need to, let them free. Yeah, I sat down. I thought this was going to be a huge hunk of shit, just like Screwballs was, and I left really happy.
No, this is a masterpiece compared to Screwballs. I do think this is a genuinely... Is it a good movie? No, but it's a genuinely entertaining schlock movie.
Yeah, for sure.
It's weird, and it's... For it being a comedy, it doesn't have nearly as many laughs as you want from like a good comedy, but at the same time, structurally, the story works fairly well. The characters are kind of fun. You mentioned you like Drax. I do too.
Yep.
Marvin, I kind of like, even though he's a major perv. Like, he's kind of funny. He's fun as like that best friend character who like is clearly a negative influence on the main character, but
there isn't a single
Leanne is pretty underdeveloped.
I don't like. There isn't a single character I don't like in this movie. Like, I think everybody's pretty solid character-wise. You're right about Leanne being underdeveloped, but I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't really detract from the story because the story is just so heavily focused on Wesley. But the weird thing to me about this is that it almost feels like a movie that the Family Channel could play. Or a Disney Channel could play if you just got rid of all the sex stuff. You know what I mean?
Right. No, that's what I mean. This is one part family comedy, one part sex comedy. Those two things don't blend together, but somehow in this, they make it pretty interesting. Mm-hmm. No, I agree with that entirely.
Yeah, I mean, there were so many things about this I liked. I liked a lot of the jokes. For me, a lot of the jokes hit pretty well. I liked pretty much all the stuff with Drax and Dr. Alien. Even the opening scene where Dr. Ackerman crashes his car, that kind of sets the tone for the movie in my head. Like, when I had messaged...
So to me, the tone was set with the Troy Donahue in, and he looks up at the camera right when it says that. To me, that like told me right away, okay, self-aware, goofy comedy... I didn't know it was a sex comedy for 15 minutes until 15 minutes after that, but... When
I had messaged you last week about it, I had no clue what I was watching after the first 2 minutes, because then it jumped straight into that Wesley and, of him, dubbing over, or him narrating his life, I guess. I was like, what the hell is this thing? But, 10 minutes past that, I was like, oh, dude, this is great. I had no clue what this was going to be, and I just loved it.
I think honestly, we probably could have gotten rid of the narration. I don't feel like that adds anything to the story, really.
I thought it was really kind of goofy. I don't necessarily hate it, but I don't need it to be in there.
All right, a little bit of trivia for you Dr. Alien fans out there.
All 5 of you.
Well, actually, this is for you, Jim, because Dr. Alien fans would know this, but... The main character is played by Billy Jacoby, a.k.a. William Jane, and his younger brother is played by Bobby Jane. So they are real-life brothers. They are both, actors. They've done other stuff. I couldn't tell you what they've done, but they're not, complete nobodies.
Believe it or not, I looked up who the main actor was, and I saw that those two were brothers. I was like, oh, that's weird. That's kind of neat.
Anyways, as for Dr. Alien trivia, that's kind of all I got. I didn't look too much into this movie.
Dr. Alien trivia is one fact that I knew.
No, hang on. I did. I wrote down. I looked it up, but I did not write down. I did find out which college this was filmed at, okay. or I narrowed it down to one of 2 colleges.
Oh my gosh!
But I didn't write it down, and I'm not going to go through that again. If you're really curious, you can IMDb this movie and see the 3 or 4 cities in California this was shot at, and look at those on Wikipedia to see if they have a college there, and then go through those pictures of those college campuses, and you'll find one of 2 likely candidates.
So to reiterate,
I was expecting community college, and it looks like I think one of the 2 locations was a community college, but the other one was just a small private college. And it's okay, it could have been either of those. I didn't really know.
I just want to say, Patrick, I'm gonna reiterate those facts for you. Fact number 1: the 2 brothers in the movie are brothers in real life. Fact number 2: look up the other facts yourself. That's...
Well, hang on. No, I can make up some more stuff.
Okay, yeah, come on, let's hear it.
No, this movie was released to cinemas in 3D.
No, it wasn't, was it?
It made $45 million at the box office its opening weekend. It actually kicked out Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade from the number one spot.
Go fuck
and
yourself.
then it was replaced by Batman the following weekend. So it had a very short reign at number one.
I believe... Wait, no, that's not true.
No, why are you believing any of this? Come on, I even said I would make up some more facts.
Well,
I even said that.
I thought you said I was going to find some more facts. Stop tricking me.
No, I said make up. No, I don't have a budget for this movie. It's well under $1 million. I guarantee that, because David DeCoteau shoots movies fast and cheap. I was thinking about this a lot when I was watching this movie. How many days do you think this movie was shot?
Oh man, I feel like it was shot in like a week.
I think a week is the liberal estimate. I want to pin it at like 4 or 5 days, and I'm trying to think like, oh, okay, classroom scenes, that's all a day. The house scenes are all in a day, and I'm going to say the green room scenes backstage with the Tangpoons, that's a day too, because that's probably a bedroom that's just dressed up to look like a green room. That's the same day as house interiors. The most complicated stuff is probably at the club with the stage when they're doing the music video, or when things are exploding. That's probably the most complicated stuff, but I still feel like they pumped that out in a day by itself.
Usually with kind of like crappy B movies, you have like a lot of really crappy actors. If you think of something like Killer Workout, I know we keep on going back to Killer Workout, or even the Picasso Trigger, you have like a lot of really crappy acting. But in this movie, I didn't feel like there was a lot of crappy acting or any really like terribly standout-ish bad acting. You know what I mean?
If there's a weak person in the cast, I would say it's maybe the bully, but that's also kind of the character that he's playing. Like, he's not asked to give a three-dimensional performance. He's just asshole guy.
If everybody was a pretty decent actor and it took 1 or 2 takes, maybe 3 max, then yeah, you could pump this thing out like it was.
Oh yeah, I think 3 takes is a lot for DeCoteau. I don't know if he would do that. And I'm not even like I'm sounds like I'm joking. I'm not. Like, this is David DeCoteau's style of filmmaking. He did not have a lot of money. He was trying to make movies like this as fast as possible. In what I'm sure, again, was shot probably a week or less. Like, they did a pretty good job. It's cohesive, it's coherent, it's got a few laughs here and there, and it's got antenna penis. I mean, that's kind of all that's the formula, right?
I thought you were going to say something else, but yeah, it makes sense, you know? There's a logical flow to it for the most part. I would say the only part that kind of stands out from the rest is the whole band part. That just comes in from left field.